Hello and welcome to another episode of Trini in Atlanta. Today we are making a dish that I love. I have been in Alaska for the last week. I haven't had much curry. Actually, I haven't had any curry. Um, so I was going to make some curry goat today, some cassava with pigeon peas. That is what we are going to cook today. So come along and let's start cooking. So I'm going to cook the goat. I'm going to put the goat up. I'm going to put some oil in this pot. You don't need a lot of oil, maybe a tablespoon, sorry, a tablespoon of oil, because how much oil could it possibly take? And then I have some cut up stuff here. I'm going to use a little bit of that, and I have all my other spices here for the goat. I have my hot water right here that I'm ready. I'm going to turn this on because I will need the fan to help me regulate. I have my curry as well, my other lalas that I like cooking with. And so far, I'm going to get a spoon and we're going to start doing a little cooking here. Nothing, so the meat is already seasoned because I use the Trini seasoning that my husband makes with the garlic, the ginger, the bandania, the thyme, the cilantro, the parsley, and this, and what else you put in this? I think that's about it. I can't remember what he put in, but I think that's about it. I added some pimento peppers and some tomatoes when I was seasoning it. I season it with a little bit of these kind of seasoning that I'm going to put here to cook, and that's it here now. Now this is ready. I'm going to put some of the goat curry in this one. I'm going to turn this a little bit down because I don't want this curry to burn. So I'm going to put a little bit in that. And then I'm going to put some of the anchar masala. Nothing too much because I season it. When I was doing the season, I put a little bit of it, a little bit of the garam masala. And when I say a little bit, I mean like a half of a teaspoon. All it, because it's not a lot of duck, it's just the both of us. Some jeera, some roasted jeera, a little more curry, not a lot, because that should be enough there. It's only, this is as much goat as we have. So this will be enough. And now I'm going to fry this a little bit in this oil. Let it fry up for a little bit. Taking the heat a little more up. Kind of roast it up. Then I'm going to add some of the water and let the curry cook. And there goes the kittens. The kittens are run for cover when they heard the chunky. Okay, so let that fry up a little bit. While that is frying, in this pot, I'm going to make some yuca cassava. And I'm cooking it just as we cook it in Tasa. I'm not cooking it like we do it in Trinidad. I'm doing it just like I do it for work because it tastes just as good and it takes half the time. So I'm adding a little oil to that, a little bit of the avocado oil, and let that pot heat up while that is happening, while I'm still frying down this curry here. You notice this curry. And you see this pot that you always see on my stove is my coffee maker. I love, as we call it home, Creole coffee. I love that Creole coffee, and this is a percolator. You put the water here. If you notice, the water is there. I'll turn it open for you. And here is the coffee. So when you turn the fire on, the water pushes up the coffee and brews, and the water ends up into the coffee is here. And in my opinion, I have that fancy machine that really isn't, the coffee doesn't taste half as good in that fancy machine as it does here. But you can make espresso and cappuccinos and things in that. And honest with you, I still haven't figured out how to use it. So I haven't been making any cappuccino, espresso, anything yet. Even though I've had it for about 2 years. So here we have, here if you notice, the curry has been fried down. The oil, you see the oil now, and I'm going to throw the seasoned meat in that. The garlic, the onion, the salt, the black pepper, the Trinidad seasoning, pimento, and tomato is in this. And I'm going to let that cook here. Now, I could do 2 pots. I could fry it in another pot and then throw it in the pressure cooker to cook, because to pressurize it, you will have to. But that doesn't make sense when you could do it in the same one pot. If it was a lot of goat, I would do it in 2 pots. But it's not a lot of goat to do it in 2 pots. So this is hot enough. I'm going to turn this down a little more. And I'm going to take the rest of this seasoning and I'm going to throw it into this. Inside there have garlic, onion, a little hot pepper, a little pimento. So here is some garlic, some onion, some habaneros, and I'm going to turn back on this. I turn it down because I don't want to get burned. And let this fry up a little bit. Now if you notice here, I cut up the yuca. These came frozen. They were peeled and they were in the big like quarter, but frozen. I cut them up because I like them small, and all I want to do is to put them in the pot and do a quick cooking, so it wouldn't take long. So let this fry a little bit. I'm going to also add a secret ingredient that I like to this, and this is, as I told you, this is how I do it at the restaurant, and I've been doing it like this since we opened Casa. So let's see what's happening here. Yep, starting to smell good. You could smell the ginger and everything that my husband put in the seasoning as it is starting to come together. The curry smells amazing. Okay, so here we are. Fry it, dry. It smells good. Smell that, my love? That is pimentos. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to turn this up right here. And this is going to cook. I'm going to add some salt, some black pepper, some golden ray, and some Kerrygold to this, and let it cook out there. But before I add all of those lovely things to that, I am going to show you what is my secret ingredient. Ta-da! It's coconut milk. I'm going to add some coconut milk to this yuca. Not a lot. This was part of a can that I had used and I didn't finish it. So I put it in this Ziploc. So I would say that's about a quarter of a can of coconut milk. It's not a whole lot, but that is what it is. So that will melt as it continue cooking there. And I will let this continue cooking here. So let it melt out, let it cook. I'll keep my eyes on this, and then I'll add some water to that when it fries down, and then I will add the rest of something. So this should not, I don't know how long it will, but it should not take a long time to cook because it's cut very tiny. So it shouldn't take that long to cook. So while this is cooking, this goat is cooking, and this cassava is cooking, I have some people that I want to shout out. First and foremost, I have to tell you all about our trip to Alaska. It was eventful. We got there and we got into Anchorage, and let me tell you something, Alaska is not, it is remote. It is not the busiest city, it's not the most interesting city, but it is remote. And our daughter got sick the second day after we got, she saw Denali Park. She got so sick she had to end up going to the doctor, and then she had to come home with her husband. So it was just me and the old man on this trip. I know he said, speak to yourself, I'm not an old man. But we had a really good time, but it was just the both of us. So we end up going everywhere. I have the videos. I have to get somebody to help me put the videos together so that I can show you all where we went. We went to the furthest part of America that you can go, and we put our toes in the water. I tell you, the water felt like if something burned your feet. It was so cold. And there were some crazy people who were bathing in the water. All I could have done for you is put my feet in the water. That is more than my husband did. He did not put his feet in the water. Well, anyways, the roads where they do the ice truck show, those roads are bad. Those roads was not fun. My husband is a driver. He drives. We go all over America. And he said, tell the people what you said, my love.
It was dangerous road.
Would you do that again?
I could do it again. I will do it again somewhere else, but I would not recommend it for people who are scared of rough driving and who are inexperienced.
And the rains.
The rains was a natural part of Alaska.
But what was the very best part of Alaska?
We been together.
No, the mosquitoes. Oh my Lord, the mosquitoes. We had drinks and we had snacks and the suitcase in the back of the Tacoma, but we couldn't get it because every time you would leave to go outside, it would mean you have to tangle with the mosquitoes, and that was not fun. So we did everything we said we would do, and it was amazing. It was wilderness. My husband had his windscreen cracked in both places because those trucks they were giving him lights trying to get him out the road because they were doing 90 in a mud road that there were no paved roads for the Dalton Highway. There was not a lot of paved roads going up the Dalton Highway. But that said, when I got to the Dalton Highway and I got to the Active Circle, and I said to the people there, so have you ever met a Trinidadian here? And he said, yes, last week there were 2 Trinidadians here. And I said, you can't hide us. You try to keep us down, but here we are. So that is what I wanted to tell you about that trip. But hopefully you will see the video soon, because there's one part of that trip that I cannot even begin to explain to you. We were in the hotel and we saw these first people. I used to refer to them as American Indians, but it seems like the right proper name to say is the first people. They were interesting. They were having a powwow, and it was the first since COVID. And the people was gracious enough to invite me and let me dance with them and let me eat with them. It was fantastic. I have a video, and I will try to post that video as best as I can for you to see the people, the interesting culture. I met some people that they fought tooth and nail for their culture. It was awesome. My daughter said she didn't envy anything we did after she left, except she envied the fact that I went to a powwow with the first people. That was really nice. So this is starting to turn color. If you notice, it's cooking already. So I let that continue cooking. And then when they start frying, I'm going to add the water to this and let it cook out. Not a lot of water. I'll add a little bit at a time because I don't want to add too much, and I put too much water and then it gets soggy. I just will add a little bit at a time. Well, anyways, when we were at the Arctic region and we were leaving, we saw the most magnificent thing. We saw a herd of caribou. It was over 1,000 caribou. It was amazing, fantastic. I have never seen. It looked like when you look at a TV and you see the wildebeest, and in Africa, it reminded me of that. I've never been to Africa and see the wildebeest. I'm only seeing them on TV, but that was magnificent. We saw some sheep. We saw a lot of things. Hopefully, you'll see the video and you will see things we saw. The people were all nice. They were friendly. They were kind. They tried to help you in any way. And everything about that vacation was different. Well, this is still cooking here. You notice it's still frying down. It still have water in it from the first water. So I will let that fry down. Then I'm not going to put a lot of water in this either, because I'm afraid that it wouldn't take too long to cook. So I washed this when I bought it home. I washed it with flour and lime. And as usual, I put all the seasoning, I let it sit for a little bit. I have a can of pigeon peas when it's mostly done cooking. 5 minutes from finishing, I've already rinsed this out, so there is no can residue in it. I'm going to add it to the goat. If you hear this well, you can hear this frying down. It's starting to stick now. So that is a nice, you see, it's sticking. So, whoop, man overboard. I'm going to put just a little in this. This is of the hot water and let this cook. This is, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? So let that cook there for a little minute. Okay. All right. I'm not going to cover it. I could, but I would prefer not to because I want to see it. I don't want it to start sticking on me and I missed it. So if I don't see it, traffic will, so that we wouldn't burn that. So that is awesome there. So it's like a boil and fry cassava without doing two jobs. Keep it there. Then I'll add the butter and the golden ray and salt and pepper. Let me add some salt to this now so it will cook easier as usual. I like to put the salt in my finger so I can regulate it. So that's about a teaspoon and a half. I'm going to put some black pepper, about a teaspoon of black pepper in there. And I'm going to let that cook down. I'm going to taste it when it's finished cooked and add more salt if it needs. But I don't think it might, but I don't know. I have to see as we go about. This is cooking already. This is starting to fall apart, so you know it's cooking already. Let me see this. And this is almost done. It's not completely done, but it's almost done. It's sticking here already. Smells so good. So while this is cooking and this is cooking, I have a few people I want to say hi to. I had a guy from my village in Barkpore who reached out to me. I think his grandfather was Maniram, and he lives in Florida. He's friends with my brothers and my sister Brenda, and he was very nice. When he saw the videos, he reached out to me. He said he's been following me. I appreciate you. I thank you. I still don't know your name. So if you can text me your name next time, I'll remember. I have a fantastic shout out for my girlfriend Shanti Jinku. Her daughter Devi Ramnarayan is at Hugh Wooding Law School, and they sent me her final grades, and it was all A's and B's. So to you, Devi, congratulations. You are awesome. I expect it of you, but you never cease to amaze me because you're such a wonderful child, because you have an amazing mother who I love with my whole heart. Congratulations again. And I want to say hi to Sophia, who goes under the nickname Shafina from New York, who reached out to me when I was on vacation in Alaska. And she said that her kids watch it. She have her daughter and her son-in-law watch it, and she's going to come to Atlanta. And when she is, she's going to reach out to me and come over to the house and spend a time, and we can cook something and we can tape it and talk. And I want to extend that to anybody who thinks they are coming on vacation. My house is not big enough to have a large family, but one or two people, if they are coming and they want to be on the video with me, and then if you can cook, I will sit down and you can cook and you can talk to me while I cook. That would work too. But I would like to reach out and meet the people who have supported the channel, and I want to learn other people's stuff, not only mine. So if you have that, please. I want to say hi to Zilla. I apologize. I wouldn't be here when you are here. I would have loved to see you and cook something with you. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are wonderful, and I love you. And if I don't see you on this trip, I'll definitely see you when I come to Trinidad. This is my friend Zilla, who lives in Barkpore, and she's with Ramnarayan Grocery Store. I want to say my brothers and sisters, my brothers in Trinidad, my 6 brothers are in Trinidad for the same time in 25 years. They are all together. The 6 of them went home to see my mom and spend time with her. And for us, that took a lot of juggling. Everybody work and means we had to take 2 weeks off from TASA for they to be able to make the trip. But it happened and they are there and I hope they have an amazing time. And Paul, don't forget to bring my barbecue when you are coming. I'm just reminding you. So let's see this now again. And this is ready. So you notice, my love, this is starting to stick to the bottom of the pan, to the pressure cooker. You see that? It means that all the fresh water that was initially in that has burned out. And I'm going to use this and I'm going to put some water in that. I'm not going to do too much because let me see how this looks, because I don't want this to get too, I think this looked like it would be enough. So that was about, I would say about a cup and a half of water. And this, the goat was, this is about 3 pounds of goat meat. About 3 pounds, yeah. Because I bought, and I'm going to turn this here. And look for the knob that is usually here. Okay. Okay, it is not here. Okay, yep, here it is. And here it is. Let that cook. Let's see how it go before I have to turn that down. I'm going to put this back here so I can get the space for here and here. See, it's soft already. You see that, my love? It's cutting. It is cutting down here, so it shouldn't take long. I'm going to add some more water and keep my eyes on it and let it cook again. So that is, so yeah, we hit the 10,000 and we are heading up. Thank you all. Thank you for subscribing and continuing to subscribe and for sharing, continuing to share and for liking. I appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you. I wouldn't want to do this without you all. You all have been so awesome to me and I so appreciate you. To my sister-in-law Sharada, who came the day before we left on vacation and helped us to make it possible for us to go on vacation. I love you dearly. I love you so much, more than you will ever know. And I appreciate you. So I'm going to get a little butter. Yep, here we have a little butter. And that is for there. This. I know I had something to do. I'm going to cut this because I'll use some of this to just give the goat a little freshness inside here. All it have inside here is some bandania and some garlic. Nothing else. I don't want to put too much of pepper because I can't eat it after. And you see, that's all that is. Some garlic and some bandania. And I'm just using my machine. You know why? My husband got me this machine and I needed to use it so I can show off and I can say, thank you, baby. My husband is such an amazing man. I'm glad you all finally get to see him in the tape. Because, you know, I had to trick him into those things. He didn't really want to, but he was there. And our daughter was there. So and you know, he don't tell his daughter no. He tell his wife no, but never his daughter. So, we have the most amazing daughter. Happy birthday to my sister Jennifer, whose birthday is Thursday. We're going to see each other Friday for dinner. I can hardly wait. So leave that there. Let me get a spoon so I can taste that for salt. And I want to see how tough the cassava is. We're cooking down a little more, but it is not tough. And it doesn't need any more salt. Ooh, it has some pepper in it. I put a little bit of pepper. You know pepper is too much for me. But it is tasty. Okay? So while this is frying down, I'm going to put a piece of, everything is better with butter. Hear the noise. So, other than that, alright, a little butter in that and a little golden ray in that. And but I'll tell you this, my love, this was more cassava than I intended to cook. I did not think that this came up to be too much. No, but you know why I did this? Subconsciously, I was thinking about a barbecue that you're going to make that will go good with this cassava.
Good one.
Yeah, subconsciously I was thinking about that. Because, you know, I don't know when you'll be home for an entire week again to make barbecue for me. We were going to go to the beach for a couple of days to the Gulf Shores. But then just before we booked the hotels, Shafik said, let me look at the weather. The weather is not looking good in the Gulf Shore, so we end up alone. We end up home. And I know he's loving himself. You know, this man, trust me, will walk on water for me, but sometimes I know he prefer to stay on the ground. Well, I'll take that. This is, see how good that looks, honey? That looks awesome. Let it continue. I'm going to turn the fire down a little bit there and let it just simmer now. Instead of, you know, so it will cook and simmer. I don't want all this little sorwa or gravy or whatever it's called to burn out. I don't want it completely dry. But I don't want, so let it, that's why I turn it low. And I'm going to let that just cook until almost this is done. Because this is almost done. This will only take about 10 minutes to finish. I'm going to cut this in a little bit. Cut a piece of this. So I'm going to take this phone while this is cooking. All of this is cooking and doesn't need me for a little while. Can I take this phone for a little while? And I'm going to show you all something outside. I'm going to show you all my husband fish pond. This is my husband fish pond. This is his outside. But what I wanted to show you all is my own big pond of greens, watercress. All of that, most of that there is watercress. So we just have to come outside like when we are cooking curry and we pick some watercress and we are good with that. So I wanted you to see some of that watercress. I wanted people to see the watercress that we have outside here. We have so much watercress. So you see the watercress? That is what. So after I'm done here, I like to pick it fresh. So I will go outside and I will get some, take this cucumber, cut it up with some black pepper and some salt, get some watercress if I had avocados, but I didn't get a chance to go buy Sam's yet. But I will go buy Sam's soon and get some avocados, and that is the best salad. And that continue cooking. While that is cooking, I'm going to get a knife, cut out part of that. I don't want this whole cucumber because it would be too much just for me and Shafik. This English cucumber. And I'm going to use the mandolin right here to cut this cucumber out. And that's it. I don't think we need any more cucumbers than that. We have some onions. And that's it. All we need is some salt and black pepper almost when we're ready to eat it, because if we put it now, it'll get soggy. So when we're ready to eat it, we'll have that and we'll be done. So that is it. I'm going to taste this again. Make sure everything is okay. I'm going to put some of this first. Some of this seasoning here. So this is just some garlic, some fresh garlic and some fresh bandania in this. Oh, good. You could smell the bandania when it touched the hot cassava. You could touch that and it is amazing. So you could use two pots. I'm not saying that boil and fry doesn't have its appeal. I think it definitely does. But sometimes this is good too. This you put a little coconut milk. It's not an oiler. I wouldn't use that word describing that dish, but this is cassava with coconut milk. And not a lot, because the more coconut milk you put, the thicker it's going to get. And I don't know if that is what you want. And you could eat this with barbecue. That's so good. That's good. Right. So this is mostly done. You could eat this with barbecue. You could eat this with by itself, or you could eat it with fried fish, or curry fish, or anything like a starch. And this is done. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to leave that there, and put that there so it wouldn't hit nothing, and it will stay there and cool off. This is almost done. Let me make a place in the sink so I could bring that to the sink and open it here. Okay. So this is almost ready. Yep. This is almost done. I'm going to put this here so I can open it. This should only take about 10 minutes. Because there's not a lot of meat inside here. Okay? So you can show the people that it is completely, totally done. Where did I put? Where did I put it? You hit my spoon. Yeah. So let's see this. This is, oh, that is sticking already. And if I'll take out a piece, let me just take a piece and show you how it's totally cooked. Let's see that. So you can see for yourself. Let's leave that there for a minute. So let's add this canned pigeon peas, green pigeon peas to this. I'll just fry down here a little bit. This is going to be good, honey. Okay, so let me show you this. Watch. So soft that is. That is perfectly done. Ooh, that is so good. Oh, that is so good. If you all wasn't here with me, I could eat this bone. But I'm going to leave that there for now. Wash back my hands. That's so good. I some pepper in it, my love. Okay, so here is almost ready. I'm just going to add some of the hot water in it. Make a little gravy because you want a little sorrel with the cassava. I'm going to use this broth because I have it. So I'm just going to use the broth to give it a little more flavor, and I had to finish this anyways. And when that is boiled a little bit, that is done, because this canned pigeon peas does not take but 2 minutes to cook because it's already pre-cooked and put in the can. So this does not take. This doesn't need anything. I just tasted it when I ate the piece of back. It doesn't need anything in it. It have enough gravy. It have enough salt. It have enough pepper. Maybe a little too much of pepper, but that's okay. And that is done. I thank you all very much. I'm going to take out some food so that you can see how good this looks. I'm going to use one of these paper plates because I could find it easily. Get me a fork. Let me see some of this. If you notice, this is boiling already. So I'm going to take a couple pieces of that. Just put some of the gravy on my... Shafik doesn't eat like this, but I do. I like gravy. I'm going to take a couple pieces of this. Put this here. And let me show you how I would eat this. So this, I'll take some of the beans, some of the cassava. This is so good. This is flavorful. The cassava is still, it's not melted completely where you can know it's cassava. It have the coconut milk in it so you can taste the creaminess. The goat have everything. It doesn't want anything. I'm going to turn this fire off here. And I'm going to have this piece of goat. It's really hot. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.